Hey, what's going on? About to get started here, kicking things off with Auburn's big game against the hated Tar Heels of University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It is awesome to be back with you guys tonight. I did take a nap today. I feel like a very old man because I don't usually take naps. But I had a feeling that it was going to be a late night on the channel, and I do think that it will be a late night on the channel considering it's 10:34 in the Central Time Zone and we haven't even tipped yet. However, the time is near, and yes, indeed, I'm glad to have you here. Hey, that rhymes. I want to get some shout-outs here, some super chatters who jumped in early for the legends that they are. Ben, thank you, bro. And he got the, got to get the sound effects up. God, awful. Come on, bro.
Super chat.
There he is, Ben. Appreciate you, bro. And you definitely got the first one in there. Hayden, who was with us wire to wire last night. Thank you, sir. What an absolute legend. Appreciate you. Coffee is on. Let's do this, JGT. Let me get to the rest of them. I got to bounce over to our main page. I have left the box score from last night's game up for now. But as we move along, I will replace that with the proper box score. And I actually redesigned this so we could actually look at the box score. I had some folks saying that it was not really legible as it was last night, the way I was had it up. And it's not 72-0. It's actually 0. But I can hope. I can certainly hope. There we go. I have somehow got to get this font eased way back. Whale Driver says basketball drains are the best because they're usually attached to victories. Thank you, Whale Driver. Hopefully we can deliver you one tonight as well. Feel like a stranger, always with us. We up in here, word up. Much love, trainers, Swoogans, and Tates. Bruce time, Cheney and Miles tonight. I would love to see Cheney and Miles. Cheney, of course, didn't get a lot done last night. He was in foul trouble pretty much the whole way. So look at that. Janai's going to try to back him down and get the bucket. Bucket. With the right hand, which is kind of a nice twist. I got to get this this situation. This font is way too big, man. Here, we'll do this. See if I can change that. Let's see if that fixes it. If that helps anyway. Still working on it. Our basketball drains are still a little in the early stages anyway. Pocket Watch jumped in as well. We love it when Pocket Watch is here. He's kind of like a good luck charm. I feel like wherever he goes, good things happen for the Auburn Tigers. Wow, Janai getting blocked with his left hand is unusual. And then does he get an assist for that? Does number 24 for North Carolina get an assist for that? I think he should. He's trying to go off of Janai's knee, and Janai said, no, I have the reflexes of a tabby cat. It's like North Carolina's trying to DHO that a little bit. High. Oh, man, nice floater. Oh, Chad Bacon lasagna with a buck. And we will try to get the splash going for any threes tonight, by the way. I think we owe that to them. Cassidy P jumping in as well. Hey, Drainers and Blenders, not sure if it's too late for a first bourbon, but here we are. It is probably too late for me. I don't have any. I wasn't planning to drink tonight. But we shall see. Also, Stu Pup jumping in as well. Enjoy tonight because we're going to be zombies tomorrow. Yeah. If anybody got an early work day, I don't know how you're going to make that happen, but I don't have to worry about that personally because we going late night tonight. Oh, my goodness. Did Janai just hit a 3? You know how much Jay gets pissed off about that stuff. I don't think he should be taking all that many threes. But guess what? When he splashes them and gives it a splash, we definitely don't have a problem with that. 9-2, the Auburn Tigers up about 2 minutes into this game. Number 4 going to go for a very long 3 there. Also, Ravin, the legend himself. Tip-off time worse than Cal's kickoff 2 years ago. Got him. Stu Putz is going to be hell for him tomorrow. Some folks got to get to work early in the day. Stauber, what up, bro? Stauber says, JG, can you write me a note that I show my wife outlining why I'm going to be a worthless POS tomorrow? No, I can't. How would that be any different than regular? Hey, got him. I'm just kidding, Stauber. You left that one out there for me. It will be my pleasure. My dad's a doctor, if that matters. He's a physician, so if we can get Dr. Tate to sign it, not J-Tate, but imitate, then, maybe that would work. She might not know the difference. She said, wait, I thought it was JG. Oh, no, his real name was Emmett. Oh, okay, well, in that case. Man, Chad Bacon lasagna with a splash. Good golly, those from a long way, and it's contested as hell. I don't even want to give them their points, but I will, reluctantly, out of journalistic integrity. Miles on the break. Oh, I thought that was going to go for show. Stefan says, my work won't miss me. Stefan, that's not what they said on the internet. Poppy Clan says, JGZ. Let's go, my man. That's what CDF calls me, too. No, he calls me J Jizzle. That's right, but I'll take JGZ all day long. All right, let's take a look and see what strategically we're doing. Dylan up high, passing off the post. That would be another assist for him. I wasn't able to get that tip. Actually, that was a good play by Denver to slow that breakdown. Honestly, sometimes you got to do that. BP says, Chad Baker, the three-point maker. My man. Thank you, Ravin. Appreciate that, bro. We're almost to our first timeout, so at that point, I will rotate out this stat sheet. You're probably thinking, JG, it's still from the Iowa State game. I know. Hubert Davis, the head coach for the North Carolina Tar Heels, who I didn't like when he was a college player because he didn't play for my team. See, we got a shot of Mike Burgermaster there, a little Chad Pruitt action. And Hubert Davis doesn't look very happy. But Ira Bowman doesn't look angry, nor does Corey Williams, going for the high five. All right, we'll just go ahead and get it now. I guess North Carolina called a timeout ahead of that immediate timeout, and we can definitely I do have some administrative news to share. Your boy cut his finger real bad on a razor because I'm an absolute moron. So I cut my finger up real bad. And that's like an important finger that I use for typing. And so I'm going to be slow on the typing tonight because I'm a dummy. Dummy. All right, let's get this stat sheet up here. I promised you guys that, and I haven't delivered it. And that means it's time. Come on. Work with me. Work with me. Hey. All right, almost there. There it is. Coming to you now. Hot. Hot off the press. Always super, super big when I first pull it over. I think we'll be able to actually read this tonight, I'm hoping. Anyway. Cassidy P. Still pushing for Razor Ramon. He's hoping for the last stand in Tuscaloosa this weekend. Auburn with a cool 5 of 8 shooting start. With 4 rebounds to their 2. Also, I'm really big on assist to turnover. 1 assist, 0 turnovers for Auburn. You like 0 turnovers, of course. 1 of 1 for them. Small sample size. Remember last night there was a huge disparity in points off turnovers. I think Auburn was down at one point 13-0 and ended up going down 17-2. I think, and so far not quite as lopsided. Now, North Carolina is a team that is extremely fast, very good in transition, and Auburn's going to have to be very careful, I think, on the attacking end to make sure, first of all, no turnovers and that you've got an opportunity to rebound shots down there instead of getting so close to the baseline that you can get cherry-picked going the other way. So they got to be careful with that. Daniel P. My man says, sir, it is nearly midnight Eastern time. I was not expecting a drain. Did I miss a programming note on the bunker? He did not. We were on last night. We did a show last night, not necessarily impromptu. I talked about it during the football game, that I committed to it, and I don't know why. Blake Snell going to the Dodgers. Great. And then things went so well last night, so swimmingly. We said, yeah, we'll just do it again. Plus, I love watching UNC lose. I could do that any time of day. So why not? Yeah, we had two replays last night on flagrants, one against Auburn and one for Auburn, and they took an incredibly long time to adjudicate. I think each one was probably 7 or 8 minutes, and both of them were pretty straightforward. I didn't understand why it took so long. Maybe they got spanked. Anyway, I can understand this being kind of an unusual foul. Grabbing the guys, not great. Wonder if any of these dudes from North Carolina that Auburn recruited. I'm not recognizing the names right off, unless that's George Washington. I don't really pay attention to. Once they don't go to Auburn, I just say, whatever. You guys are nerds. Poppy Clan said he took a nap earlier this evening. He's ready for the long run. Who's going to make it? We'll find out in the long run. All right, so no major foul for, oh, snap. Nice. A steal on the inbound and then an alley-oop. Oh, man, I don't think he was going to be able to score that ball, but Auburn did foul him in transition, so that's the way it goes. Somebody went over the table. There you go, photographer. Just stick your camera in there and see what's going on. Well, that's a little concerning that he hasn't jumped up already, but Chad, you know how it is with him sometimes. Clark Pearson, Auburn's outstanding athletic trainers right there. I feel like I think he's going to be fine. He'll just hop it off. It's going to be all right. Hayden said Chad hit his knee again. That's a good point. I saw that he was talking after the game last night about how we saw in the replay that he went knee to knee with that guy, and then he said it really hurt, which I'm sure that it did. And then he had it just kind of not necessarily struck, but hit again later, and he just can't get a break on that knee, can he? He just grabbed that dude by the chest when he was going down. That's kind of funny. Now's when you wouldn't necessarily mind to see Kai in there, you know. And he played. Turtle played one shift last night, and we didn't see Ja'Kai. Let me go ahead and get the score updated. Raven says, and he's not liking the venue. It's the biggest gym in all of Maui. I don't know. It's just kind of always been like this. All right, Chaney back in the game. Or Chaney checking in, I should say, getting his first shot. Again, major foul trouble last night. We'll see if he can keep it going. I don't normally think of him as a big foul guy, so this is kind of different. Look at that. A nice little fall away, Jay. I think he's done that 3 times already on maybe 8 possessions. Where he's just backed the guy down, and UNC at this point is content to just let that go as a one-on-one defense situation. They're going to change their mind on that eventually. Because I think he can do that all day long. Oh, Miles. Okay. He should hit that. That is his spot. Splash. 19-6. Auburn starting a little bit better today. If you remember yesterday, it was ugly, man. The first 4-minute segment there was a mess. It was their worst segment of the entire game, and now they've put back-to-back really good segments to get this game started. So, nice start. maybe kind of get up for a North Carolina. Everybody knows North Carolina's, one of those teams that Michael Jordan played there. Everybody knows about that. Whereas Iowa State, an outstanding ball club, they won their other game that they just played this just minutes ago. But you don't necessarily think about Iowa State, right? Like, you're not, oh, wow, Jumpman, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, all that kind of stuff. Vince Carter. You've got the mayor, whatever his name was, I forgot. Like Marcus Pfizer, I don't know. Shit. Who else played there? Royce White, Mel Tinsley. Yeah, Jordan's fired up. Jordan was fired up last night to get that dub, and now he's liking this too. Stephen Pearl standing behind his dad right there. It's pretty. Oh, wow, Tahad. That was a heat check right there. Oh, man, Janai with a unusual. Look at that. Man, Auburn is just savage on the boards tonight. They're not going to get outworked on the boards right now. It's about as good as you've seen Auburn play ever. Oh, boy, that was a little bit of a problem there. Not sure what the issue was on that particular one. But there was a... The good news is that North Carolina is really having trouble getting out in transition. Auburn's making it difficult. I don't like these Janai threes. All right, there you go. Auburn's already back. That's good. That's preemptive defense to slow down the transition. Honestly think if you keep North Carolina in quarter court, I don't think they're going to beat Auburn. I don't think they're just kind of average. Well, they kill you in transition. And the thing is that they get out in transition a lot. But if you could slow that down, you really make them pretty mortal. Raven says, eat the boards. I don't know that they're that hungry, Raven. Stoop Up says the Navy with the flower coaches shirts are fire. Yeah, I hadn't really checked them out. I will on the next. Wow, that point guard missed that shot by a mile and a half. But he got his tip in, so he's Gucci. He ain't minding that too much. All right. Basic high screen. Rolling over there. Cheney. Probably needs to get out of the lane there. Okay. Denver shooting over a screen. Yeah, I used to really like that shot for him, and he hasn't hit as many of those particular shots. He was good with the mid-range yesterday. Auburn just playing man up here and doing a hell of a job. They've got the North Carolina's got the matchup they wanted against Dillon, but and then Dillon cherry picked him with a flush. Drop. Good hustle by Dillon there. Good positioning. I think my finger's still bleeding. It's been like an hour. Look at Dillon. He's like Cam Coleman out there. Beautiful pass, like 2 inches over the fingertips of that point guard. Dang, nicely done. Nicely done. If you guys know Coach Randall Dickey, who's the color guy now for Auburn's basketball broadcasts, he likes to say, beautifully done. He has time. If you give him time. North Carolina definitely having some issues shooting right now. Again, transition is where they make their hay. Oh, Chad Bacon, lasagna back. That was a difficult shot, one could say. That's not going anywhere. Auburn's definitely doing a good job of building a wall the way that BP would talk about it. Now look at Chad trying to break through that screen. UNC was trying to test them to see if they would switch it. And they didn't. Motorboat Randall. Oh my gosh, is Dillon going to do a... dadgummit. If Dillon had done a back down, I was going to absolutely enjoy that. All right, that's going to be a media timeout right there. And so that means we're going to re-rack it and see where our statistical markers are through whatever 8, 9 minutes. Right. Hot new stats coming right up. Booyah. Yeah, we can fit that in. Of course. Of course we can. Auburn 10 of 19 from the floor. Terrific. 3 of 8 from 3. No problem there. 3 offensive rebounds, 9 boards overall. They have 2 and 8. Not bad. 4 assists, no turnovers. You don't lose many games handling the ball that well. 1 assist, 3 turnovers for them. That's something that Hubert Davis is going to be talking with them about. Whatever. I don't know. I didn't write that and say that well. They're 5 of 14 from the floor, 0 for 2 from 3. Auburn has not been to the free throw line yet. Interesting. So we're still kind of early. Points off turnovers, Auburn's up 6-0. Almost said 6-0 there. Fast break points, Auburn's up 6-2. Auburn is a fast breaking team. And Auburn's point per possession at 1.5 is unsustainable but outstanding. 0.8 for North Carolina is probably also unsustainable. But, yeah, Auburn's liking where this is going right here. Let's see. Chip says UNC barely in this thanks to max effort on offensive rebounding after Auburn defended well, probably at the last 4 of their points, and they don't have a ton here. Stefan says we can fit that in there. Hell yeah, we can. And if we can't, we just make it happen anyway. That's what we do, guys. That's what we do. Terrence reminds us, I hadn't really noticed that UNC hadn't been called for a foul yet. I'll just say it's very good defensive positioning, Terrence. That's the best I can do. He's going to grab this dude's chest when he goes out of bounds in the gray. That girl looks like she's going to cry, and it's just Chad. He's fine. That's like back when Tuberville Silas Daniels used to get hurt on the practice field and be like, "Hey, is Silas okay?" He goes, it was a Silas attack." Bo is great going back a few years. Suck it, Gary 7. Gary 7, of course, used to be a troll on our board for years and years. Always a North Carolina stan. And then when Auburn defamed North Carolina in the NCAA tournament in 2019, Gary 7 disappeared, and we have not seen him since. I guess he went back to be with his brethren at the UNC site. I don't know. Now, that is an example of not building a wall right there. Auburn just got a little bit confused on that series of screens. Hi. J.P. Pegues with his first shift in here. I think that's a foul right there, by the way. Chaney, not a great. I don't like the fall away shot there. I did like getting position. I think he got fouled personally because I think it was a disadvantage hit. But I think he should have passed that out and gotten that back. They still had 8 seconds on the shot clock, so I didn't like that. And then they went right down and hit a 3, as they do. Boy, Dylan going to back him down now. It's not Janai, guys. JP getting a little panicky already. That is not JP's game. But that's all right. I'm not mad about that. It was an appropriate play. That's delicious passing right there. Nicely done by number 7. And also great positioning. Jordan still with Terrence on this. No fouls called against North Carolina. I mean, I'm not real worried about it. But, yeah, I guess we're at 5 for Auburn now and 0 for them. Auburn has penetrated some. Janai backed down his guy. I thought Chaney got fouled 2 possessions ago. And Dylan's actually had a couple of back downs too. So there have been some opportunities for fouls called. Hubert Davis getting down in position, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Terrence says Auburn's actually at 7 now as far as fouls called against Auburn. So, interesting. Let's just kind of keep an eye out. If you guys see obvious fouls that aren't being called, then we'll check it. Now, sometimes Auburn can get a little jump shooty. And when you're a jump shooting team, you don't get fouled very much because you're just out there jump shooting. Like there. That's a terrible shot. That's just a really low-quality shot from Denver. You got to do better than that. I didn't like the shot from JP, although it was appropriate. And then I didn't like the shot from Denver. I didn't like the fall away from Chaney. Let's go on that way, brother. All right, so we know what they're doing now. Now they're able to they're rolling off high screens, and they're penetrating with the goal of dishing to a block big. This is something that we have seen Auburn do many times with Janai through the years. And I think it's going to require quicker facilitation from the backside defender to roll over and provide a little more resistance before that point guard can get so close to the middle of the lane. Because you want to pick him up more like at the elbow than where he's actually getting to. Boy, he's really intense, isn't he? Be like, dude, chill out. Not that BP's a softie or anything. All right, let's get some updated statistical markers together. Now that we're at another timeout. All right. Hot stats coming right up. Come on, dude. Kind of glad that I cut my left hand and not my right one. I do a lot more work with my right hand, I think. Especially with the mouse. All right, Auburn 23-19. I got to update that score. My bad. At least I got somebody with me on there. Whale Driver thinks that he hadn't seen a lot of obvious fouls that have not been called on North Carolina. They're on a nice little run here. I don't know what it is. I think Auburn was up 23-9 at one point. Yeah, so that's, well, okay. Thought it was 23-9. Little splash action there, though. Janai doing his thing. If you need a bucket, you know who to go to. You got a guy who probably shoots 80% from two. And I'm not sure there's anybody that can really stop him. I love that pass right there. Absolutely delicious. From the point guard to the line, then the other guy turned it over. I don't like that shot. Tahad splashed the shit out of it, though. I still feel like Auburn should be working inside a little bit more for the reasons we talked about earlier, where I don't think North Carolina is getting away with a lot of fouls here. Auburn's not really putting them in a fouling situation. If you're just going to jump shoot, they're not going to foul you. It's North Carolina that's really bringing the fight to Auburn on their attacking end. But we'll see if that changes. It's hard to fuss when you're up 6 on North Carolina, But all right, so you got Tahad and JP going together, and you've got Chaney and Janai. I like this. This is a good group here. No, not Simo. Another big rebound from Janai, man. He isn't a man today. He's going to shoot a 3. Oh, boy. Splash. I don't know, guys. Stuff makes me nervous, man. I don't like it. What is his 3-point percentage? I don't have it in front of me. If he's really shooting 40%, like somebody mentioned yesterday, I need to shut up about it. I'm just not going to say anything. He's shooting at a decent percentage, though. I mean, I know that. Oh, 22, man. Oh, dude, that's embarrassing. Your girlfriend is going to break up with you now. That's a little ambitious from Tahad there. All right, Melee says let him cook. And you know what? I think Melee's onto something there. I'm going to shut up about it. That's a 3 for North Carolina, though. Auburn got a little lax in transition. And the trailer splashed it right there for them. Ravin wants to know, does JP actually make threes? Not really. Maybe in practice. I don't know. He's more of a ball-handling point guard. Okay, this is where Janai's got to do something. There's the quick passing tempo. Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, the ball went to Simo. I said that last night late in the game, too, remember? I was like, oh, no, it's Simo. Oh, he kicked it out to Miles for a 3. Great idea. Yes, Nick A says that was a foul. Absolutely. So they finally get called for one. I like it. This is just rude right here. No, sir. No. Nope. Oh, I bet he called him something. I bet he said something mean to him. He said, excuse me, sir. I am familiar with your game, and I am not impressed. We just did a stat run recently, but I'll just pull another one. Why not? It's not like I get paid per stat sheet, because I can just run as many of these as we want. I can do it every minute if I wanted to. Whatever. I'll do what I want. Come on, Jay. Let's get it right there. There it is. There it is. Larsh it below. He called him a doo-doo head. Yeah, we can live with that. I'm going to adjust the chat box just a little bit there. Take up maximum space. Chip says he just said thanks for the stat. I like that. And also, Ravin thinks he may have been inviting him to Thanksgiving dinner. He says, "Hey guys, we're over here at the Omni. If you guys would like to come by." It's very nice. Julian says Pegues is the Peyton Thorne of our basketball team. I'm not even sure that he's that good, brother. I think it's more like Simo. But no, you know what? That's probably better than Simo. The thing about Peyton is he plays all the time, right? He's an actual important player that got his hand on the ball all the time. I don't know. So, some statistical markers here. Janai, 16 points already. Good golly, 16 and 6 with 1 assist and 0 turnovers. Ravin says, Jay, I can't read the stats. If you got a bigger screen, I can't really do too much after this, bro. I hope that's big enough. I really do. If you guys can't read that, though, I can make it. I can just cut off these bottom stats and make it bigger, I guess. Cassidy P says, Pegues does offer this interesting acronym, PGJPP. Try that 5 times. So there's that. Absolutely. Janai is going to have a run, Daniel P says, this year and cement himself as the second best Auburn player ever, a title he passes Chuck. He is a extremely effective college basketball player. Chuck is he was such a great pro, in addition to being a terrific basketball player at Auburn. But I honestly thought at the time that Chuck Person was going to be better than Chuck Barkley. And didn't quite work out that way. Although Chuck Person was a very bad man for a period of time when he was playing for Indiana. Indiana Pacers, I should say. Auburn's rebounding has been good tonight. The numbers don't... it looks like they're about even on the numbers, but it just seems like they've been better. 5 assists and 0 turnovers. Again, that's a terrific way to quell North Carolina's transition excellence, is to have no turnovers. And their 3 assists, 4 turnovers. Points off turnovers for the Auburn Tigers are 8-0. Of course, it's hard for North Carolina to have a point off turnover when Auburn doesn't turn the ball over. And that's a deep flash. Tahad, conscience-free, does not care. He sees the rim and he's ready to shoot for it. Wow, that's a really crafty move. Nicely done by number 3 right there. Like some Tahad Pettiford stuff. we've seen him finish that same shot right-handed and left-handed so far, so that makes it a little difficult defensively. But when I see Janai pirouetting at the free throw line, it reminds me of Marquise Daniels in the NCAA tournament that one year. Oh, my God, that pass would have been so dirty. But he threw it into like a three-man defensive area. Man, number 3 is balling his nuts off. He's playing great. Elliot Cadeau. Man, that's been terrific. Janai playing a bunch of minutes here, man. Tahad, a little heat check there. I don't like that shot. And see what happens, dude. I think it's a weird shot. The rebound got out too quickly, and they just get a bucket in transition. It's too easy, man. And that's all on Tahad. He's got to be a little more disciplined. That would have been a cool pass from Simo down low. It was a little bit too far outside. That's a foul right there. Absolutely. Dude, stop shaking your head. You've been called for 2 fouls the whole freaking half. Like, come on, man. Let's see. Snobber says, Jay, how would Mustafa Heron compare to the guys we have now? I remember being amazed that we got a 5-star in basketball. Such an underrated player because I think he wasn't quite the player statistically that we thought he would be, right? Because, again, 5-star. But he was the first guy that I can remember coming into this program and literally just like, I don't know if he actually said this, but you could tell what his approach was. He was like, guys, quit tickling balls. We're here to play basketball and win fucking games. Like, he brought a authoritative, professional approach to preparing, to eating, to stretching, to practice intensity, to the way you carry yourself. Like, he was from a different cloth. And I think by himself, regardless of the statistical stuff that he did, he raised the floor of the program by his example and him setting a tone that, in my opinion, still holds today. There's just a level of professionalism, and I don't even think anybody here has played with Mustafa Heron, but they know when it's time to go to work, like they work, like in practice. I feel like Cheney just stands pat on that. He gets the foul, but it just didn't happen. Hayden says he loved Mustafa. AU Taxman says Heron was a great player, such a leader. He really was. And Raven says he brought professionalism to the program. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. But, I mean, professionalism, it kind of has a different meaning now that kids get paid. I mean, officially. That's kind of a professional situation anyway now. But I just meant, like, you know, work ethic and just, hey, man, carry yourself like you're a badass basketball player, not that you're just some dude playing at Auburn. You know what I mean? Like, this is a program that is going to kick ass. And I don't necessarily think that was going on before. Like, you know, with like Simeon and Canny and TJ Dunnins, and who were fine players. I just don't think that they had that approach. And then you had guys that carried on with that, like Jared, who had that intensity about him. And Bryce got there eventually in his junior year. Chad thinks he got fouled on that, but I'm not sure he did. Boy, 24 is pretty athletic, man. I like him. I bet BP would like to have him on this team. That was a very ambitious drive from Chad, and I love to see what happens because he gets to a point where you're like, okay, what's he going to do now? He got the ball tipped away, which actually I think worked out well for him. That basically worked out as a draw, but he'll take it. JP is still just a little confused about what to do. And who was asking earlier if he hits threes? Oh, yeah, he does. Every now and then. There you go. 38-30. Mega Tiger jumping in with a super chat. JG, appreciate you running a midnight drain. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, it's a midnight drain. Dedication recognized and appreciated. Thank you, Mega Tiger. Appreciate you. I know you're with us on the football shows and on the basketball shows and just always bringing positive vibes and happiness. I appreciate you, man. That's what it's all about. Just having fun, you know. Doing our thing. Let me get these stats updated again. Appreciate you, Mega. Let's get a new rack. This is probably the last one before halftime. Yeah, I just saw a whale. There she blows. Steel Panther has a song goes like that. It's called Fat Girl. Listen to some Steel Panther on the treadmill. No, not on the treadmill. On the elliptical this morning. Listen to Eatin' Ain't Cheatin'. Fat Girl. Asian Hooker. Just the classics. I can't even say the other ones. I was going to say them, but I would get banned. Let's see. Austin says JP literally had no idea the shot clock was about to run out. That's the one thing that I think he would be good at, right? He's such a taskmaster and administrator. You think he would know exactly in his head how much time's left. But no. Daniel P. is partial to Glory Hole. Great song. They open up a lot of concerts with that. They're playing in Atlanta, I think. I'm going to watch with me. I think maybe next week. We thought about going. I may still go. I like to really catch them when they're down here. I've seen them in Atlanta. I've seen them in Nashville, and I've seen them in Destin at Club LA, that's my favorite place to see them. Melee says if we wore Nike, that shot would have been in time. Got him. Cassidy B says Bakese just makes the O stall. Give me that Denver Kelly guard combo. I think it's, well, I think maybe it means Taha, Denver, Kelly as a three-way. Wait, hold on. You know what I mean. I don't really think of Miles as a point. But Denver and Taha are kind of interchangeable as both combo guys. Now, one of the guys that they signed just recently, Caden Magwood, is going to be a proper one, I think. Now, in high school, he's a combo with his AAU team. He's more of a one, but he's long. He's 6'3", 6'4", with really long arms. So I'm interested to see how that goes. You know, because Tahad, I mean, as terrific as he is, he's just kind of a short dude, and you know, Denver's, I would guess, average height. Revince's Club LA is great. I'm just telling you, it plays great for Steel Panther. Let's see. Daniel says, never heard of them until I saw them open for Judas Priest. Well, I didn't know that they did that. That's cool. Was it the show with my dad and they opened with Glory Hole? We got a kick out of that. Yeah, they're awesome, dude. I'd say that's my favorite place, my favorite band to go see live. I mean, I know they're not like Rush. Well, Rush isn't touring anymore, but I've seen better bands, I guess. But I just really enjoy. I love how the Gonzaga guys, the picture's been inverted, and so it says Gonzaga backward. I like that. Don't worry about it, guys. It's just nobody's even looking. We're talking in here in the chat a little bit about Trey Donaldson and kind of what he brought defensively. Yeah, he was definitely a stopper on the defensive end as a point guard. Kind of hit or miss as an attacker. But he definitely would bring some stuff on the defensive end. Some stuff that Tahad doesn't bring right now. But I think Tahad has it in him. I think it's just going to be a matter of getting it, just doing it enough. They're staying with JPP in there. I'm surprised right now. Not really any foul trouble per se. So I'm interested. I'm intrigued. This is just not Chaney's shot. I don't like that shot for him. That's a shot that Janai's fine with, but Chaney, I don't really think of him as that guy. Just kind of like this back down and fall away. I don't love it. So Auburn had a really good start to this game. North Carolina had a really strong retort. And for the last 6 or 7 minutes, it's just kind of been Auburn ahead by, whatever, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the two teams are just kind of going at it. That's a great pump fake by Denver. Just a veteran play right there. Poppy Clan says JPP in behind are playing because Tahad isn't struggling a little bit. I think Tahad's just been a little too aggressive. But you look at the numbers. 2 assists and 0 turnovers for Tahad. If he's going to be super aggressive and not turn the ball over, that's not the worst thing ever. But he's also had 2 plays that I thought were ill-advised that resulted in a bucket the other way, like an immediate transition bucket. And it's, I think when you're a point playing in this game, you've got to think about how your rebounding is set up before you take shots with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. You got to really have a reason. I think you got to be able to sit down in front of BP and say, here's why I took that shot. Denver, no points at the free throw line there. That was nice. Auburn content to let number 4 just kind of dribble his way around as long as he doesn't get near the bucket. That's not building a wall right there. Auburn's got to do a better job of challenging those drives from the – oh, wow. Why did I say 38? No good, Jay. No good. Oh, Janai's going to back him down. Oh, no, that's a shot. That's part of the 80% shot. He usually hits that one. Boy, North Carolina did a nice job of getting in good rebounding position, even though they were in transition. All right, JPP's still in there. He's slowing him down. I guess that's why they're playing him, because they like his conservative approach and not giving up stuff that will go in the other way in transition. Good golly. That shot from Chad is just silly, man. That's just silly. He makes so many of those. Oh, that was delicious right there. Absolutely amazing. And look at Chaney is even better. And Miles Kelly just trying to put the dagger in. No, that was Denver, actually. My bad. Janai with another big boy rebound, too. Man, Auburn's rebounding is just coming so clutch. Offensive rebounding in particular. 23 seconds. I got time. Oh. And Janai with another cleanup. This has been statistically one of his best halves ever. He has just been an absolute menace for them. That is not a foul on Auburn. Wait, they're just going to say halftime? He blew that whistle with 2 seconds to go. I don't know who had possession. I don't know who had possession arrow, but good God, Janai is 18 and 10 already. Dude, jeez. That is serious work right there, guys. Good golly. Sometimes I'm on here just babbling and I don't even know that it's gotten that crazy. I'm firing up some fresh stats for you here. Oh, no, I'm not. I thought I was. All right, there we go. I'm watching some highlights of this Duke-Kansas game. That was a good one. I don't know who to cheer for there because I hate them both. Although I hate Kansas a little less. All right, there's the official box score. 18 and 10, as we talked about for Janai, is just unconscionable in a half of basketball against UNC. 16 minutes played, plus minus 16 is insanely good. Auburn 16 of 37 from the floor, 5 of 15 from 3, which means they're 11 of 22. That's really not that great for them. Is that right? 11 of 22 from 2 is not amazing for them. Usually they're more like 70% from 2. That's all right. North Carolina, 13 of 30, which is approximately the same percentage, I guess. So 7 extra field goals attempts, I should say, is the difference. 20 rebounds for Auburn, 19 for them. 4 assists on 13 buckets for them. That's important. Auburn is not letting them pass the ball around very much in the half court or the quarter court sets, which is something that impressed me really in that North Alabama game where they just literally were suffocated out. I think they finished with 5 assists in that game. North Carolina, a much better team, obviously. Still only has 4. Auburn has 6 assists on 16 buckets, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, including one of those turnovers being a team turnover. And they're dead even in 99 minutes apiece. Auburn had dropped off their points per possession, which I think they were, 1.5 earlier, now 1.2. Now, that may be sustainable right there. And their points per possession is up from 0.9 flat to on 0.97 now. Cassidy P is a fan of the assist-to-turnover ratio there so far. I am as well. And the 6 offensive rebounds have been clutch for Auburn. That's it seems like Janai is 5 of those. He's just been balling his nuts off today. Points off turnovers, 9-2, leading for Auburn. That's an advantage for Auburn. Fast break, 12-7, their advantage, which doesn't surprise me, but that's something that's going to piss BP off. And I think he's going to talk to the guards specifically about make sure that you've got your rebounding set up, because if you don't, it's going to be you and about 3 guys on the other end. So if you think you're going to stuff him like Chaney did on that one, that's fine. But other than that, I'm going to make you run extra in games. Oh, boy. Dan Hurley's upset. We should all take notice and really sympathize with that guy, Goober. Yabo says he's going to make a halftime pot of coffee. My man. Just drinking a little bit of water there. Hayden says, how about Hurley and the Huskies losing again? Boy, you hate to hear it. You really hate to see it. And Cassidy B says, uh-oh, Danny Hurley being a twat alert. It's another day that ends in Y. I really thought, with Bobby Hurley going to Arizona State and just being kind of a middling coach there, I was like, thank God we're done with this. I never have to worry about this dipshit again. And then his dumbass brother ends up being this great coach at UConn, and I'm like, come on, man. I thought we were done with the Hurleys. Jeez. Melee says it was a fast half. Let's see. It tipped off at about an hour, right? I mean, on the clock. Let's see, Maine, what's up, bro? Tahad needs for them to set up better screens because he can be deadly in pick-and-roll pull threes. He is. He has no conscience, and he's a good shooter. I think they showed earlier he's a 38% shooter from 3. Speaking of that, we get the numbers on Janai for his 3-point shooting this season. I'm probably the guy that's supposed to be doing it. Hey, Jay, why don't you do it? Well, that's a fair question. Auburn is back up. We freaked out last night a little bit briefly when Auburn won the game against Iowa State and dropped to number 3 in the KenPom ratings. But there's been some shakeups tonight where Houston lost to Alabama. So Alabama's up. Houston's down from number 1 to number 4. Gonzaga is still number 1, and Auburn moved up to 2. So that's what's going on there. Janai Broome coming into this game, 3-point percentage, 28%. I mean, it's not terrible. And again, when you have a center, which is really what he is, who can actually, you need to respect as a 3-point shooter, that does change the dynamics of how the other team defends it. So it's okay for him to shoot some. But he's a 76% shooter from 2, and he's been good from 2 tonight. What is he? He is 6 of 10. So he's actually hurt his percentage a little bit from 2, but and nonetheless, he's been terrific. So, Small Time Republic says those darn refs just won't let UConn win. My man. Daniel P. thinks Auburn's going to win this ball game by 18-20. You like to hear that. And Hurley says, Hayden says Hurley is not swag. Baby, who is? Ooh. Bobby, preach.
Who is swag, baby? Who is? Oh, prime, preach.
Let's see. Terrence reminds me, I mean, I hadn't really fought this, but Alabama played Houston in Alabama while we played them in Houston. Just saying. Yeah. All true. Huge win for Auburn to go to their place and win the game. That's when I really kind of was like, oh, boy, this team really is serious. Uh-oh. I haven't seen the highlights of this UConn-Colorado game. Wow, what a finish. Jeez Louise. So they got 9 seconds here to cry for some fouls. Former Auburn associate AD, David Benedict, now the AD at UConn. National championship AD, I should add. Memphis beat Michigan State today to play for the championship of the Maui Invitational against the winner of this game that we're watching right now. Shocking to me because Penny fired his entire staff, right? Like a month ago, 6 weeks ago, which I thought, they're done. They are not done. In fact, the narrator says they are not done. Blake Dupay, what's up, Mr. Positive? I love it. I'm glad to have you back. He says, Word I make, Auburn family. Love you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you coming by to bestow upon us your happiness and effervescence. Let's see. Call Me Biscuit very quickly confirms that Houston and Alabama played in Vegas. Terrence, you're killing me, bro. I need you to be a little bit better on the argumentation. I'm not going to have you represent me in court when you're doing this. Ravin says, who is Dan Hurley? Already irrelevant to me. Should have taken the Laker job. I would have been happy with that. Now they got J.J. Redick. I hope that works out great for him. Christopher Beast is really looking forward to that Broom Janai against Cooper Flagg matchup that's going to come down to this game at Duke in, about 10 days now. So that should be fun. We don't know where Alabama and Houston played tonight. It doesn't even matter. Wizard D says Memphis is a fresh-looking team, which concerns me if we win. Also feel like a stranger says Memphis looked physical, showed a lot of physicality. Their relationships are not only biological, but also teamological. Austin says the only thing that would make this tournament better besides Auburn winning it is UConn losing to Michigan State tomorrow. That would be great to go 0 for 3. That'd be sad. So sad. Melee says, hire Jackie Childs. He deals in facts. Excellent reference there, sir. Excellent. Let's see. Virginia double dribbled. An outstanding handle. As true as it is spiteful because I hate them so much. Am I the only one who doesn't see why Cooper Flagg is so touted? I mean, I watched him play Kentucky maybe 2 weeks ago, and I thought he played really hard, and he was a factor in that game, but I didn't think he was the best player on the floor. So we'll just kind of see. I think he, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to think. He reminded me of Chet Holmgren a little bit, who was, I had an assistant coach that I know real well say that Chet Holmgren, this is when he was at Gonzaga, was the best high school prospect he had ever seen. And this is a guy who's been doing it a while. I was like, wow, And I mean, not to say Chet Holmgren was bad at Gonzaga. He was not. He was an outstanding player at Gonzaga, but he wasn't like this just disgustingly dominating player. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Stephanel asks if anyone's going to Cameron Indoor. I know that Stoltze's going to be going. He's going to be representing us on that trip. Henri really wanted to go too, but at the end of the day, they only allowed one credential per outlet. So it ended up being Stoltze this time. And I hated it for Henri because he really wanted to go. I've never been to Duke. I've been there. I haven't been there for a game. And you'd think I'd want to go, right? I don't really want to go. I'd rather be hanging out with y'all. Let's see. Virginia double dribbled says Flagg turns it over way too much. He's not dominant like Zion Williamson was. God, the years are getting away too because Zion, I remember when he was at Duke. That's probably 8 years ago now, right? Let's see. Maddie is sleeping in the extra bedroom. Okay. Do what you do, girl. Yes, AU Taxman. It took me so long to get over that. Chet. My name is Chet. And I didn't think it was a whale's dick, honey. It's a Pershing missile, Chet. Poppy Clan says, is Stoltz being selfish with the creds? That's funny. And Whale Driver asks, or makes the statement that Duke's arena is small. It is tight, and there's not a lot of media accommodations there anyway. So, I mean, that's fine. You know, I don't think anybody's upset. I just had to make a choice there and didn't really want to. Halftime. So things that I've really liked about Auburn so far. Obviously, Janai has been insane. 18 and 10 in the first half is just, I don't even know what to say about that. It's All-American caliber. He is, in fact, All-American caliber. And I like the fact that, I think he's playing more, he's playing more of an honest game to me. He's kind of being the player that I think he should be. He is stepping out and shooting some threes, but I don't feel like they're like oddly timed like they were yesterday, at least in the first half yesterday. So I like what he's been doing. I don't think they have a really good way to repel him if he backs them down. Knuman asks Coach Hunter.
Hey, what's going on, JG? Yeah, man. I kind of like those high screens they've been setting. You know me, when I was in college, I like to put a little shoulder into those.
Other things that I like about Auburn, I like the ball control. The 6 assists and 2 turnovers and a half. That's terrific. I love to see it. Offensive rebounding has been really good. Obviously, Janai has been most of that because he's just been otherworldly in this game, but I like it. Chad Baker, I think, has been playing perfect Chad Baker game. No technicals, lots of energy, weird angles, a frustrating player to play against, and he's doing that. Dylan, been okay. I thought he played better last night in the first half, but he's still got a half to go. I don't want to be too judgy. Tahad, to me, maybe a little below average today because some of his shots I have not liked on the offensive end, and they have led to easy buckets going the other way. And I think that BP, the big area of emphasis was we've got to do things to actively dissuade them from getting out in transition because they are really good in transition. They're made to be a running team. We talked about this earlier. Those of you who have been going wire to wire on this stream, you know what I'm talking about. I brought this up before, but everything's got to be done to guard against them getting out in transition. I think Auburn's done a pretty good job of that, but Tahad was a notable outlier as far as that goes. So maybe they're just going to kind of coach him up there at halftime and say, hey, man, if you don't like seeing JP playing ahead of you, then maybe stop doing that. JP, he did what he did. Simo, in 9 minutes, didn't really notice him. Chaney, 14 minutes and didn't really notice him. He had a couple of fall-away jumpers that I thought were not his thing. So this has been the Janai show for sure. And I also like Denver. He's been conservative. I think he has done what BP wanted the point guards to do, which was be smart with the ball, don't take ill-advised shots, and get back on defense. So that's been good. Overall, solid. Miles Kelly, again, 8 minutes. Haven't really noticed him very much. It's been mostly Janai, Chad, and Denver just dribbling. So I'd like to see a little more diversification maybe on the scoring end for this one. But that's fine. All right, they're back out on the court getting ready to go at it. By the way, CDF, who called into the show last night, he had actually been at the game, is not there tonight. I think his goal is to get back if they make it to the game against Memphis tomorrow. I think he's going to try to get back there. So I'm glad that the bunker is representing, at least not tonight, but in general, with CDF there. He's a great emissary for what we stand for at the bunker at auburnsports.com. Let's see. Virginia double dribbled is a little concerned that Janai hurt his side at the end of the half. I did not see that. But I guess we'll check it out here in a second. Clark Pearson, those soothing hands of his, I'm sure can get something done there if need be. Let's see, North Carolina, it says season plus 88 points in the second half, but who have they played? can provide that answer for you. They played Elon Musk by himself, I guess. Kansas, American University, Hawaii, and Dayton. So they played that. It's decent. Dayton's pretty good. Kansas is real good. So interesting that North Carolina has Auburn and Alabama back-to-back here. They're playing they got Alabama in Chapel Hill on the 4th of December. So it can be a tough one. I don't know who we're going to pull for on that one, but it's probably not going to be the guys in the red. All right, guys, we're going to tip off this second half. 11:39 in the Central Time Zone, 12:39 for our friends in the Eastern Time Zone. You guys are doing a hell of a job just hanging in there. So we'll see what the Tigers can pull off here in the second half. Running a back cut, and number 4 was grabbing onto Miles Kelly's jersey the whole way, which I think is illegal, but maybe not. Miles Kelly with a splash to get things going in the second half. All that holding on that back cut, I think he took it personally. It's a great skip pass. I like it. Damn, Dylan. Nothing nefarious about that foul, but it was a solid foul. I wasn't even sure he fouled him, honestly, in the beginning. Let's see this replay. Yeah, I got it to him. Well, Wizard D, so Janai played 60 minutes in this half. Remember, he played the full 20 in the second half last night. So he might be getting a little just tired in general. But he's such an overwhelming, positive for the ball club that they're just not going to take him out, Excuse me on that one. All right, so they go 2 for 2 at the line there. Yabo says Dylan with a double axe handle off the top rope. He would like that, too. He loves some pro wrestling. Absolutely amazing move right there for Janai on the splash. Poked his head through the double team and then passed out to Denver, who wisely was positioned knowing that that's probably what was going to happen there. Miles Kelly, oh, my God. I don't love the shot. But Auburn's defense was organized behind him, so I wouldn't penalize him for taking that shot. I like their passing tempo, too. It's been good. They're just not hitting threes now. They've decided to kind of accentuate the three-point shooting, and they're just not hitting right now. Snobber asks if Maverick is still awake. He is. He's definitely in his bed. I can promise you that. Nice play by Miles Kelly. Man, Auburn's not letting up here. They are intense right now. If you notice, the shot selection has been exactly what I was talking about, where everything is don't shoot unless you've got shit set up on the other end. We're not going to get beat in transition in this game. If they beat us, they're going to have to quarter court it, and they're going to have to beat you guys one-on-one downhill. It's the only way we're going to let them win this game, is what I think they told them. And, Auburn's offense or attack, whatever, has just been good tonight. It's been good enough I think if you keep them out of transition, they're going to win the game. Particularly now you got a 14-point lead. They're not going to make that up unless they get in transition. Wow. Chaney with a nice rebound there. This is when I can hear Joe Champy in my head saying, value the basketball. Value the ball. Just value the possessions. That's a good foul draw by Denver. He's crafty, man. He's just a smart basketball player. I wish he would shoot a little bit better, but he's a smart player. I think he's a benefit. It's interesting. He's kind of, when he came here, he was a designated shooter, basically, and now he's more of just a combo driver. But I like this reinvented Denver. I think he has more of an effect on the game. Yeah, Hayden says, I like the way Denver's playing right now. Me too. And Yabo likes the aggression. They definitely are playing with their head forward on this one, right? I mean, they're attacking them. Auburn is attacking North Carolina repeatedly right now. Denver, man, he's one of his last. I think Denver's hit one of his last 4 free throws. Oh, that's a foul. Come on, bro. Dish it. Miles Kelly's got dishes. Auburn's getting their 5th opportunity at this one. Chad with a 3 ball off kilter for no reason. Yeah, this is a frustrating. If I was Hubert Davis, I would just be punching the sideline there. If I had a chair in front of me, I would toss it the way Bobby Knight did in 1985. Auburn is absolutely working this team right now. I mean, Auburn hit him really hard in the first half. I mean, just to start with, had that opening 4 minutes that were just punching him, and then here we go again, second half, just absolutely throttling them right now. Let me get this the stat sheet for just the second half and just see how gratuitous this situation is. Second half box score. Takes a minute for these to populate when I do the special boxes. Oh, man, this looks a lot like yesterday, honestly. Or yesterday's opening of the second half where Auburn just went off. All right. Here's some fresh stats. So this is just for the second half, so it's just been like the last 3 minutes or whatever. 12-2 Auburn, 4-7 from the floor, 6 rebounds to 1, 4 assists, no turnovers. This is basically what perfect basketball looks like, honestly. And this is worst case scenario for North Carolina. I mean, this is what it looks like when you get your ass absolutely handed to you for 3.5 minutes right here. This is it. This is how you just get crushed. 4 assists and no turnovers for Auburn to start things. 4 of 7 from the floor, 12 points to 2. Good golly, Miss Molly. I feel like a stranger asks if North Carolina has a quota on former players as coaches, like 75%. I don't even know if that's true. Duke definitely does that. But, yeah, it's funny you'd say that. IU Taxman says this North Carolina team has no half-court game. They don't right now. They found a little something driving downhill and dishing to the block. They had some nice downhill success in the middle of the last half. But, I've been saying all along, and I think they felt all along, that if they keep them out of transition, Auburn's going to be able to suffocate them. And, boy, when you look at this right here, this box, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Wizard D wants to keep the pedal down as long as we can because UNC will make a run. They will make a run. They will make a run, but if you can, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. About Tahad and Kadobi and friends. That's really neat. I bet when Tahad commits to Auburn and he's from up that way, they're like, why are you going there? And now they're looking at it going, oh, shit, I get it now. Now I understand why you're at Auburn. There's a nice comeback for them. Their point guards do some really like Jack Sparrow type passing, man. I couldn't deal with that myself as a coach. Like, can we just make direct passes, guys, please? Chaney not a three-point shooter. I like Janai doing this and number 22. What are you going to say, man? I mean, he's dominating you. And that's all there is. It's the end of the story. Let's see. JL Sr. says you in a better mood today, Tate. I just don't even know what the hell you're talking about. How much a part of our 3.5 hour stream were you yesterday? Another nice drive for North Carolina. Make a nice little push here. Let's see. Auburn just needs to get. There you go. I thought Denver got fouled, but okay. But see, that was a bad choice because they were able to get back in transition. Stepped out of bounds. So sorry, bro. And Stoop Up is noting that North Carolina already has 2 fouls called against them. Well, it took about 15 minutes in the first half to get there, right? Yabo's looking for a low-stress finish. Yeah, you need to be looking forward to like these goober games they're playing, not against North Carolina. They don't lay down. Great pump fake for Chaney. And no and one on that. Wow, okay. Yeah, Virginia double dribbled. Mentioning Karen Hopper retiring, Auburn's soccer coach, surprised me a little bit. Honestly, I don't pay. I'm not embedded with soccer at all, but yeah, I was surprised by that. She's been here as long as I have, and it ever seems like every year, they're good. So yeah, I was surprised by that a little bit, but she's absolute legend. She's always in a good mood and. She's pleasant to be around all the time. She's just a plus. So we'll see what she ends up doing. I'm sure she'll stay in soccer one way or another. Maybe she'll work with like national teams, younger national teams or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. She's a good one. She's a good egg, as the kids say. Good representative of Auburn. Let's see if I can find another second half box. Boise State up to 11th. By the way, I got 1,000 likes on a twat I had the other day where I did coffees for winners, or no, here's to the winners, and I posted a picture of me having my account blocked by Harsin on Twitter. Never cussed at him, never took a shot at him, aside from just this, the silliness. I mean, he does this, whatever. Here's the winners thing, and so I sent one like 2 or 3 weeks ago where he did. Oh, it was actually when Auburn lost to Georgia, and he did the here's to the winners, and then I did a here's to the winners and sent a screenshot of when Georgia beat the absolute shit out of him when he was Auburn's coach, and then that was it. I guess that's it. Stauber, no, she's not. Hasn't been for a long time, so nope. Let's see. Virginia double dribbled says E2C. Blocked me, and I'm always over on War Rapport. What do you mean by E2C? I might be that means something different to me than you. I don't know. I'm interested though. I'm intrigued. The War Report guys are friends of mine, so I like them. Hayden says she can probably manage United at this point. Easy, buddy. She's better than that. She would not subject herself to that quagmire. Nick A says, I guess Harsin saw your shirt. I don't think I tweeted it at him because Courtney was just like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, cool, I won't do it. So I don't know as though I ever did that. But I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm not, whatever. I do think he sucks, but just a weird individual. Thought way too highly of himself based on, what was accomplished. But I mean, it's coaches do that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anonymous and Wizard D and Revenge jump in to say E2C is another Auburn YouTube channel. Okay, cool. I didn't even know that. Is it like somebody that I would know? Is it like Zach or somebody like that, or who is it? Sean B says, if you're too soft, we'll get back to the game here, but if you're too soft to handle criticism on social media, you are definitely too soft to coach an SEC team. Completely agree. Chris M says ever to conquer. Yeah, okay. Well, E2C is, to me, E2C are the people that do the grassroots recruiting. So It's probably not them. Wizard D says he was the first first subscriber to that channel and back in the day. Oh, splash! Little splash from Miles Kelly again. He's heating up. It's like NBA Jam out there. He's heating up. Probably need to get that soundbite on there, don't I? Well, that was a nice drive. A nice drive. Beautifully done. Well, I'll check that out. I'm going to write that down, put on E2C. I don't think I've seen that one. Or maybe I have. Does this logo like have like a tumors trees in the background? I think I have seen that. That was a nice drive. Miles Kelly is absolutely heating up. My God. Boom shakalaka on that one. Jordan says Miles is beautiful shooting form. Beautifully done. All right, again, I mean, I don't think I'm out on a limb here. North Carolina cannot win this game if they don't get out in transition. So Auburn, if they play defensively on the scoring end, or at least just thoughtfully on the scoring end, they're going to win this game. Even if Chad's going to take these silly shots like that. But Chad's a silly shot taker, so. Raven says the logo is Sanford Hall. Fair enough. Something along those lines. I have seen that logo. I just haven't seen the show. I'll check it out. I feel like somebody on Twitter was like adding me the other day and saying that the people, the Auburn like media personalities ought to be like, I don't know, like friendlier or like more collegial, I guess, which I don't, as a person who is in that space, I don't feel like it's even slightly adversarial. I mean, I talk to Hoke every time I see him. I was hanging out with Jay Lee the other day, having a good laugh with him. Like, I love Cole Pinkston. He's a good dude. I let you guys know how I feel about Caldwell. So, I mean, I don't know anything about that. I was hanging out with Cristiano the other day. Oh, Taha just had to, he just like, I got to get in on this. Kind of did it again, though, right? Another shot that ends up in a transition opportunity for North Carolina that ultimately ended up in a foul. Chris Moore, I thought, played it well, but it's going to frustrate him. Hayden says, I like all the guys on the beat. There is not a bad guy on the beat that I know of. Now, I will say the War Report guys rub some people the wrong way. But I try to be sensitive to that. I don't know. I've spent time with Ike, and I mean, Ike stayed here at my house. I spent a lot of time with Mike G. I feel like I've known them long enough that I can judge them as men, and they're good guys. I don't. Sometimes people just get the wrong idea about them, and I don't understand why. Knuman says Jason Caldwell's an awesome person. Completely agree. Been working alongside him for 26 years now. Actually, my question to Hugh the other day, my second question, I guess, actually referenced Jason. I was asking about Dre's catch in the fourth overtime, and I was like, I don't think me and Jason have seen a better catch than that in our years covering Auburn. Going that way. Well, man, you dribbled that off your foot. Miles Kelly said it wasn't me. BP said it wasn't me. Wizard D says, I'm cool with War Report even when I disagree with some of their takes. That's the right attitude right there. Anonymous thinks the TWR guys are dull. Dap Rich. So Dap I met, believe it or not, like the longest conversation I've had with him was we share an attorney. The guy who's helped me get my mom's estate all settled and everything. So that's where I hung out with him. And, yeah, I like him for sure. AU Taxman notes that Joe Goodman gets a lot of flack. Yeah, just because he's, he likes to stir the pot, and people like that, reporters like that are always going to get a lot of slaps. Yeah. All right, let me get back. I know we're talking about some other stuff. Sometimes you just kind of get away from it a little bit. My bad. All right, Janai going to try to back him down. Again, there's those left-handed shots that usually he's 80% on. And a very heads-up play by Simo to get that ball off of a North Carolina player as he's going out of bounds. It's a big play for Simo, you know. Let's see. A whale driver, thank you for reminding me. D.D. Green had a pretty badass catch in overtime against La Tech, a game that Auburn damn near lost, right? I don't remember that one. Boy, that's a missed opportunity for North Carolina in transition. Boy, Chaney going to try to do a back down. Now, see, I like that one better because he's going toward the bucket instead of falling away, but they end up, and then there's a tip in. They're going to call Janai for the foul and negate the basket. Stephen Pearl disagreed with the call on that. I need to see a replay on it. Janai is beside himself. You know, BP loves to empower his kids to say, hey, if you don't agree with it, go talk to him about it. Guys, I don't see the foul there. I don't see the foul there, and I'm not one that I don't fuss about that stuff. I thought he was being careful, and he kind of jumped between two guys. I think that's a bad call, but you can't get everything right. We are human. It's weird how Billy Idol's had this little like revival here lately where he's kind of like a pseudo commercial celebrity. Kind of weird. He used to be kind of like semi counterculture, and now he's like totally mainstream. It's interesting. Oh no, Jay, hurry up. There we go. All right. We're going to update these stats. Again, this is probably the last time I'll do the just second half stats, but Auburn was up on at a 12-2 advantage early in the second half. Now it's 19-13, so North Carolina's woken up a little bit. Auburn's still 7 of 18 from the floor, which ain't bad at all. Considering I guess percentage-wise. 11 boards, including 5 offensive rebounds to a 7 for them, so that's good. 7 assists, 1 turnover. Beautiful. They're good with that. And 2-2 for them. Yeah, you keep it like this, they're not going to, Auburn's going to win this game without much trouble. Let's see. Jordan's asking me about Autry's, I think he had a bat call tweet. Is he just playing around, or does he know something? Been away from the bunk today. I don't know specifically. I saw the tweet. I don't know who he's talking about, Malik Autry. And Melee says that's not Billy Idol, that's Annie Lennox. Oh, man. That's good. Let's see. Chris M. absolutely just killing this guy. Perhaps the ref should stop blowing his whistle and suck it instead. Got him. This Jimmy Dike stuff is just, it's hard to watch. I can't do that. So there are flips coming. There are inbound flips coming. I know of probably, I know of 3 that I feel pretty good about, and maybe he just knows about one of those that he personally is involved with. These kids will, host players and stuff, and so they'll get to know them, and it's okay for them to communicate with them. And, he potentially can know stuff before anybody else. But, yeah, I think Auburn's going to have a really strong finish. Okra, my man, holy crap, it's going to be hard to get up and go to work in the morning. It's already morning, probably where you're at, bro. It is here. Stu Pup is annoyed by Jimmy Dykes, and I am too. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, you go from Bill Walton to that, and it's just such a huge step down. Ooh, Tahad picked their pocket, and he got another bucket. That was a nice play. Nice play. defense, man. The defense has been good. And again, I hate to keep harping on it, but they've been so smart about not giving up opportunities to let them get out in transition. Make them earn it in a half court or the quarter court, whatever you want to call it. Poppy Clan says, is Darion one of those flips? Absolutely. I think he's definitely going to be here. I think he's going to be here. Don't love the shot, but Auburn had it defended as far as transition, so it's fine. 61-47. Got to update that score real quick. Oh, the guy got down. He got close to the bucket, had nowhere to go, didn't know what his plan was. Oh, oh my goodness. Drop. Chaney with a flush in transition. I think he was waiting for somebody to pass it to, and nobody was there, and he said, fuck it, I'll just go straight in myself. That's a tough shot right there. And he hit it. Man, that's tough. Well, that play by from Chaney was really nice. Took some guts. Even try that one. Oh, number 4. That was a business decision from number 4, honestly. I mean, he was going to make somebody look really bad there, and he was wise to let that one go. Man, big-time play there. Armageddon. I feel like a stranger says, no regard for human life. That man has a family. Brett Mays is fired up, too. Gives it to Chaney. It's huge. That was great. Yabo says, I'm still stress-free, by the way. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. That's good news. There's 2 guys who are very different kinds of people there. Both very friendly, but one's more of like the joker. The other one's just a nice guy. Dylan back in the game, by the way. If he's moving toward the basket, I like it better. There you go. I like Chaney's made some adjustments to the kinds of shots he's taking, and I like these better. It was settling for fallaways in the first half. Now he's leaning into the bucket, and I think he's much better that way. So just little adjustments, man. Tahad has made an adjustment about the kinds of risks that he's taking on the attacking end. Chaney is positioning himself differently and fighting harder for better shots. And Miles Kelly is just, we need to get a gif of that. of Burgo doing that little shaky shake. I like that. Haven't seen as much from Janai this half, really. I mean, it's probably good that they give him a little bit of a rest here. He played the full 20 minutes in the second half yesterday. That's the second time in 3 possessions that North Carolina has gotten really deep, right to the hole, and it's had nowhere to go, nothing to do. Auburn had it all clamped up. Oh, Chad Baker Mazzara. Oh, they're going to call Chaney with a push-off. Newman, a midnight toker, a pompatus of love. I never knew what that meant. Poppy Clan says Burgo lost some weight. I've heard that. I haven't asked him about it because I think it's disrespectful to ask somebody that, but he seems that way to me. He seems a little thinner to me. He's a badass. Just such an important person behind the scenes. You don't necessarily see him a lot unless you're around the program, but really important. Just like a strategy guy and also a very wise evaluator of high school and portal talent. All right, JP back out there. Let's see what he can do. Little flex cut there from Chaney Johnson and the foul. Drop. Wow. Chaney's really picked it up. Several people in the chat were pushing for Chaney to have a better half, and he is definitely coming through at this point. You love to see it. You love to see it. Virginia Double Dribble says, Jay, a beat writer recently told me that he called Harsin after his firing. Told me that Harsin told him, one, he thought Alan Green had much more power than he did, and two, people wanting to oust Green gave him bad advice. I believe that first part for sure. Although he should have known better. He should do his due diligence, and then he would know that Auburn is a place for the AD in a lot of cases. It's changing a little bit now with John Cohen, but ADs have been figureheads here for a long, long time, and Allen was no different. Allen was trying to change that, but I just don't think he ever earned the respect of the people that he needed to earn the respect of. And part of that is, a lot of that is on him. And some of it is just on Auburn being a little behind the times on, Tahad. My God. I think that's probably the danger zone right there.
The danger zone. This is your redheads, your strippers, anyone named Tiffany. This is where your car gets keyed, you get a bunny in the pot, your tires get slashed, and you wind up in jail.
Yeah, we're going to give that a danger zone. Doesn't mean the game's over. It just means they're in the danger zone at this point. If Tahad's going to hit 24-footers over screens, I mean, bro, it's a wrap. They got a very rough and tumble bucket on the other end where Dylan got his money's worth. Well, actually, no, he didn't. He kind of... I mean, the guy ended up probably getting a sternum bruise, but I don't know if it was really Dylan's fault. Solo Tigger just says unconscious. He is. He's really good. He just, man, he's a swashbuckler. It's the only way I can describe him. He's just out there, man, wanting to plunder all the time. Let me get back. We'll do a full game box here. Get a full game box up here. All right, hot fresh stats. We should have a hot donuts now GIF on there. Hot stats now. Hopefully, for those of you just tuning in here a little bit later, I've changed how big the stat box is. I think it's double the size that it was, so hopefully you guys can read that if you choose to, and if you don't, that's fine too. Auburn shooting, 48% in the second half, which is better than they were in the first half. North Carolina, 8 of 16, which is a better percentage for them, but 16 shots attempted, and Auburn's at 25 shots attempted. A lot of that has to do with rebounding. Auburn had a possession earlier where they had 5 shots in one possession. This is just this recipe is exactly what Auburn wanted to do here. Limit their opportunities in transition. They have a slight edge there. It's 14-11, but geez, I mean, they'll take that all day. Points off turnovers is plus 13 for Auburn, and then overall, Auburn is, plus 16 field goals attempted. Guys, that's just this is how you draw it up. This is how you take down North Carolina right here. Yabo says Cardwell gave him the stink face. We call that the gas face. Those of us who listened to Third Base back in 91. Now in 91, we got a new brand, looking like the same old clan. Same old. What's gone to place in one period, appearing in complex structure like a pyramid. The face and forward of media presence. Those step back threes, man. It's impressive. It's weird to me, man, to have Penny be the bad guy now. He's really he's a villain now. And I loved Penny as a player. I love Penny as a pro. Thought he's a very sympathetic figure. And now he just seems like he's a shithead. I don't know what happened. Taking the soul to the hole. Yes, sir. I love those ads. Nick A says, is Memphis any good? I'm surprised that they're this good, that they're playing this well. I thought they, after they fired their whole staff, I thought they would be just kind of goofy, but they're 5-0. They've got some wins. Terrence does. All you get is a box of Newports and some Puma sweats. I don't know that reference. It reminds me of I know black people from Chappelle's show, and he says, "Why do black people like menthol cigarettes?" And he says, "Because that's what Newports are." Oh man, I keep thinking about that book I want to write. All right, that was not going down. Tahad got a little ambitious there. And here they go in transition. But Auburn does have 3 back, so it's okay. He doesn't have to run extra suicides for that mistake. Really nice stop-start by number 7 on that drive. That was pretty sweet. 57-71. Auburn needs to calm it down and get a bucket here. And they didn't get it. Chad Bacon Lasagna with a turnover. And they get out in transition. Cannot let them get out in transition. Let's see, Wizard D probably took a gander at that game today. Memphis is a physical team and chaotic. So the Tigers says, man, the only good thing about Penny was the Lil Penny campaign. Yeah, that was good. But he was at Memphis State at the time when they were ass kind of. And I grew up, my mom was my parents kind of made me be a Louisville fan when I was young. And Memphis State was like the only team that was a problem for them in the Metro. People say, I don't like soccer because everybody fakes injuries. I'm like, look at this bullshit right here. This guy acted like he got shot. And I'm not sure he even got touched. All right, Auburn needs to calm it down a little bit. Burn some clock, get a good shot, and get some, get it back going. Janai on the block is a good idea. Denver with an open 3 is a good idea too, but he didn't hit it. Auburn still getting back in transition defensively. Did a nice job there. Janai was absolutely ready for that. I could see that one coming, and the point guard did not see that coming. Burn the clock. Slow it down. You got 25 seconds left. You're good, man. Just chill out. Oh, now you got. Oh, good job. Good recovery by North Carolina after that point guard got beat. They stayed right where they were. Auburn probably should have attacked that downhill a little bit more while I simultaneously tell them to chill out. Janai missed a 3, and I thought Chad had position to get the ball, and they're going to call a foul on Chad for getting someone over his back, I guess. I don't know. Chad, I'm with you, bro. I thought you had good position on that. Hey, is that old boy that got kicked in the head yesterday? Looks like he's doing all right. All right, well, that's enough. We've done enough with that now. I'm with you, Wizard D. He wants to know. I mean, Chad had perfect position, didn't he? He literally got shoved under the bucket, and then they were like, oh, yeah, he's too thin. I don't know. Oh, we're going to go back to the guy getting hit by Dylan. All right, 71-60 now. North Carolina doing a nice little job here. Denver got stuck there in a trap, and I call it a timeout. It's a trap. Yabo says bacon mozzarella is going to be tender after this tournament. Oh, man. I'm still confused about how they called a ball going the other way when Chad had perfect position and the guy just ran him over. I was so confused. I thought he went over and back on the red line, but that's not actually the midcourt line. I think I'm going to reset my wound here. Hey, it's not bleeding anymore. That's good. Yeah, for those of you who weren't here earlier, my dumbass cut my finger up, my middle finger on my left hand, by grabbing a... tell him, Denver. By grabbing a razor by the head. I didn't realize I was doing that. It's kind of put my hand in a bucket, and it was grabbed the business end of that razor, and it hurt. That was unpleasant, to say the least. Boy, BP was really, really hot there, wasn't he? Oh, my goodness. See, I hate soccer because all they do is fake fouls. How about that one right there, huh? Should be a technical for simulation. Oh, come on, bro. That is laughable. Oh, my God. Seriously, that should be a technical foul for simulation. Well, that ref looks a little shook, man. He's got to know that something's wrong. Yeah, that is laughably bad. Stoop up. I'm with you on that one, dude. Terrible. And if this turns around on number 4, this is the equivalent of that A&M guy who kept shushing everybody. Remember? Shushing everybody, and then he got shushed. Goober. Virginia Double Dribbled says, why can't we get the good ESPN announcing crew? Is there one? Who's the good one? So what did he say? Come over here. Let's talk about what you did. That was an area of emphasis where they specifically were saying before the season they were going to stop. They were going to call that a foul defensively when you're simulating contact like that. And it was obviously that's exactly what he did, and they didn't call it because they're just cowards. But that's fine. Hasn't been a terrible game from an officiating standpoint, in my opinion. There he goes again. That's another situation where North Carolina gets way down in close to the bucket, and they got nowhere to go. And you can tell they're not used to that. They think usually they get down there and they can finish, but Auburn's just ready for them. Jordan says his refs ain't going to let this be easy. Okay, let's see. Virginia Devil dribbled. Jay Billis is good. I agree. I don't like Jimmy Dykes. I don't personally, but Jay Billis is good. Yeah, and is it Dan Pash? Is that who that is? That works with him a lot. He does a good job. So yeah, there is a good group, I guess. But I know these guys were calling the game earlier, I think, and I was kind of had an odd delivery. What's up, Knox? How you doing? Stefan says we'd have to dig up Bill Walton for a better crew. He is definitely missed. I thought he was entertaining as heck. All right, 2 buckets for Janai, or 2 free throws, I should say. So 73-60. Restore some order to this. And I think you just continue to, you don't let them get out in transition. You make them hit shots in the half court, which I don't think they'll be able to do consistently. They just missed one right there, and just take your time on the other end. See this thing out. Just get, all you need is like 3 buckets, and you're good. And you get to celebrate another win over North Carolina. Just like the last time. What they call illegal defense? Just kidding. Solo Tigre says, refs say 2 a.m. beaches. Oh, man. That is not a little known fact. It's a well-known fact, Virginia Double Dribble, that Jimmy Dykes was the AD at, what was the name of that? Was it Holmes, maybe? I forgot the name of the school. But he definitely hired Gus. For sure. He also gave up the broadcasting thing and then coached Arkansas girls basketball and then came back to broadcasting again, which is kind of interesting. I said, hey, man, I want to try something else, but just in case it doesn't work, may I come back, please? Auburn has now hit 4 free throws in a row, which has restored some order to this tilt. There you go. See, if it's dude, number 4 just got absolutely owned right there. Oh my God, Chaney, that's embarrassing. I mean, not for Chaney, but for him, for number 4, it is. Blocked him and just kept the ball. Man, Auburn has played some good basketball here tonight, by and large. Miles Kelly just saying, "Get me some," did not hit it. Stephen L says, "Who doesn't like a stoned tree talking about basketball?" It's pretty much what he was, isn't it? Miles Kelly said, It's okay. We're not going to hold it against you that you completely missed that." We're getting some fussing on the sideline here. Burgo looks exasperated. He don't like all this flopping and BS. They don't teach their kids to do that. Wow, I thought that ball was going to get blocked. I thought Chad was in position to block that shot. Wow, that was a great skip pass right there. Janai, how many times have I said that tonight, though? There's an 80% shot, and he missed it. Oh, he tried another fake flop, and they weren't having that. Oh, no foul, though. Miles Kelly with the pump fake got a guy about 5 feet in the air. Come here and land on me and let me shoot. Yeah, Stefan says Chaney hurt that dude's feelings. That was embarrassing. He's hoping that never happens again in his life, that he gets just owned like that. Yowzers. All right, take your time. Got a full shot clock here. No reason to hurry. Oh! Oh, they're going to call that goaltending. I honestly did not think it was an alley-oop. I thought it was a shot, but I didn't think that was an alley-oop. I don't think that was an intentional alley-oop. Sorry, guys. Wow. Yeah, let's get let me get some hot stats up for you. That's probably going to be one of our last breaks. So we'll take a gander here at some fresh stats. You love to see the Christmas tree out and everybody wearing shorts. That's when you know you're not in Minnesota. Watching the Gophers play. Ah. Oh, yeah, I love the Gophers. All right, got some fresh stats. Ready to go. Oh, got it a little on the small side. There we go. All right, let's see. Second half, Auburn's shooting 40% from the floor. They're shooting 43. Auburn has a +7 field goal attempt advantage there. Let's see, they're 43, 60, and 80 for this half. Auburn is 40, 36, and 86, so about even there. And assists, I can't really see. I will just tell you personally what the numbers are for the second half. Auburn for the second half has 8 assists and 4 turnovers. They, for the second half, have 3 assists and 5 turnovers. So, and fast break points for them this half, 3. That's it. They had 12 in the first half. They have 3 now, so they only have 15. For North Carolina to have 15 points in transition is you've done the job. I mean, ball a little bit better here. Melee says cylinder is invisible. How would anybody know? That is such a great point. I love talking about that.
It was in the cylinder.
According to who? BP4AU, what's up, man? Good to see you here. That was probably the right call, but how? We've been unlucky all night with the rest. Does seem that way. We drink shit. He's ready to get this thing put to bed because he wants to put himself to bed. 12:31 in the Central Time Zone. 1:31 for our friends in the Eastern Time Zone. You guys are doing a heck of a job just being here, and I appreciate you guys riding this one out with me here on the Brain Train on the YouTubes. I'm coming to you live from Hampstead, Alabama, a.k.a. Montgomery. And you guys are coming live from wherever you're at. I know where some of you guys are at, but I don't want to call y'all out because sometimes you guys want to be, anonymous, and I respect that. I can't be anonymous. 75-63 Auburn Tigers. I will continue to say what I've said all night. North Carolina cannot win this game in the quarter court, which is exactly where they are right now. So I think Auburn's really 2 buckets away from. They might be 1 bucket away. I don't know. From sealing this bad boy. 3:39 to go. Melee says it's 1:30 there in North Carolina. North Carolina. Man, Janai hedged that screen bad, and that number 4 got spooked by it really badly. Oh, my goodness, what a shot from number 7. I bet you that's a 10% shot right there, and he hit it. Nice job. Slow it down, Auburn. No reason to get in a hurry. That was the most amazing shot of the game. Like falling away out of bounds with the guy in his face and hits a 3. Denver with a 3.
Splash.
Great ball movement, man. Janai, he's thinking about it. He was thinking about it, but he said, you know what? I think I'm going to take one more pass. And I think that was the right decision. That's probably enough right there. That's not a pass Janai makes very often right there. That specific one. But what a pass. Great idea. My bad, guys. We may have to wrap this one up when the game's over. Daniel P. says, not sure if it's just me, but your audio keeps cutting out intermittently. I have not heard. Somebody said that the other night that it happened occasionally. But I haven't heard that tonight. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Whale Driver sees it too. I don't know what's going on with that. Auburn just got to really just calm down on it. Chip says audio cutting, but then Chris says no audio problems there. I don't know. Kanuma not having any problems, but Mitch is. Wonder why some would and some wouldn't. Maybe I'm clipping or something. I don't know. Let's see. We drink shit says. Excuse me. That's a tongue twister there. We drink shit says. I need to put you on some Leopard's Fork. I have seen that. I haven't had it. Loose cable. No, last time when I was in here with 19, I restarted it, but I'll reset them between this and the next shot or the next game. Maverick is not a cord chewer, but my kitty could be. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Casa DP says the same thing that happened during Texas A&M. Yeah, I remember that. But then nobody said anything about it last night. So I don't know. It just kind of comes and goes sometimes. Again, North Carolina in the half court or the quarter court can't get anything done, and now they're resorting to kind of panicky fouls. So pull that out. We'll see how it goes. Just kind of playing around with it a little bit. Let's see. Don says the audio problem is a setting. Noise gate. Turn it off. Could be. I don't think I have it on. Oh, I like it when I have the FX on. It's time for some FX. There we go. I'm back to normal. There we go, Chad. Bacon lasagna. The free throw. Auburn's free throw shooting been pretty good. Denver had some misses early on. I was like, what? But as a team, they've been fine. And then Denver's hit his last few, so Janai's been good at the line as well. Chad hits two to get order restored there, 80-66. Man, whatever. Raven says, please do the rest of the stream at auto-tune. Raven. Word. Not going to do that. We're just having fun at 12:36 in the morning, guys. It's all good. Ooh, Mega Tiger, look at this. Super chat jumping in. Maybe he's not having audio problems. He says, no wonder we are struggling in the NIL arena. Thanks, JG, for hanging and hosting a late-night drain. This team is really, really good. Yeah, you're really, really good, Mega Tiger. Thank you for the super chat, G. Yeah, and the thing is that this game, they've played it so well. I think they've played to the scouting report really well, and I think BP is going to take time to tell them after the game that, tell the media after the game that it was really good execution of a complicated scouting report against a really good opponent. Chris M says, you didn't tell me I could have effects. JT, what the entire F? I got a bunch of them, bro. I got that one, this one. Let's see what this one sounds like. Oh, wow. That sounds like I'm in the cellar. Let's see what this one does. Oh, it's like auto-tune. Yeah. Is that one a little bit different? I'm going to stop it off. Some people are like, JG, this is what you do on your streams? Like, yeah, I'm just having fun, man. It's all good. This game's getting a little just weird. I think these refs are just like, I think they're just tired. And they're just doing weird stuff. I don't know, kind of like me. All right, Janai back to the line where he's going to hit some free throws and because he's so calm. Sorry, guys, my bad. I'm booing myself for that one. Vanderbilt wins in 1986. I wonder if they had Billy McCaffrey back then. I don't remember. They would have had Will Perdue back then for sure, though, right? All right, Janai hits one. Yeah, just to confirm, Stephen Pearl does a lot of scouting, absolutely. Let's see. Knox says, born and raised in Memphis. Parents from Auburn, grew up both an Auburn and Memphis fan. So this game tomorrow is going to be fun and sad for me. I'm thinking of my friend Chuck Galena, who's also from Memphis, big Auburn guy. Worked at Memphis, but also worked at Auburn. BP4AU, what's up, man? Jumping in with, as I recall, first super chat. Thank you for jumping in with that, man. No message offered and no message needed. Appreciate you on the board and, of course, being here with us tonight on the stream. Love to have you. My man, thank you. And we got a super chat coming through from Cassidy P as well. My man, from the greater Atlanta area. First to 80 wins this one. I agree. Yes. Looks like the North Carolina fans are filing out of this stadium to beat the traffic. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop this tie a little bit, too. I'm going to pop some ties. Got Chad Baker-Mazar on the line. Hits 2. This stream is getting a little weird. To be fair, it's kind of early in the morning. All right, so guys, assuming Auburn wins this game, when is the Memphis game going to be? Uh-oh, Janai with an assist there. Not the good kind. Mega Tiger says audio is still cutting in and out. I have no idea, guys. I can't fix it live when I'm sitting here. It's not like I've got a... I got number 19 here with me or anything. But I will definitely go through and try to figure this out. Janai with a little floater. It's kind of a different one for him. I like it, though. Virginia double dribbled. Coming in with a super chat as well. Says, great stream, Jay. Catch you later in the year. Catch y'all later in the year. Chat. My man, definitely. We'll be here on and off. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe we won't be on and off. Maybe it'll just be on all the time. I don't know. It's been kind of, I don't know. It's working better than I thought it would. D Lucky says, close app and reopen fixes audio issue. Is that your app or my app? Because I haven't restarted. And Chris says his audio has been perfect for him. So maybe it's like a YouTube thing, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that's a wrap, guys. 85-72. I'm sitting here. Appreciate all this flood of super chats here late. That's a great game for the Auburn Tigers and a great game for Janai. There's Marquise Daniels in the background. There's Coach Ian Borders right there in front of Janai. I can't read the signs, but I bet I would love them. 85-72. Did not see that. Looks like closing the app and restarting worked for y'all. That's cool. Okay. That's cool. Super chat coming through from Austin M., my man, who's been with us a bunch here lately. It's awesome having you here. Another great win, another great drain. Thanks, JG. Appreciate you. G? No, I don't laugh. Applause. Melee says game at 3 a.m. tomorrow. My man, we are not going to be ready for that. I do want to get final stats up here because I really would like to see them and to appreciate just how great Janai was today. What do you have? 18 and 10 in the first half, finishes with 23 and 19. Good golly, Miss Molly. And this is not against freaking North Alabama, bro. This is against North Carolina. They're not like in rebuilding mode or anything. I mean, jeez. So the things we talked about before the game started, Auburn absolutely, no doubt about it, has to stay or keep North Carolina's transition game at bay, and they did a terrific job of that. Had some situations in the first half where it got away from them a little bit, specifically because Tahad was doing some weird stuff on the attacking end, taking some gambles that I don't think BP would have been fine with. Tahad cleaned that up at halftime, and you did not see that at all in the second half. So looking at these numbers in the bottom right, fast break points, 14-11 for North Carolina to be +3. for a team like that just feasts on it. That's getting it done. And points off turnovers, 15-2, Auburn's advantage, huge. I bet North Carolina will not get that stat turned on their head very much this year. So really just good work there. Revenge jumps in. What a stud this guy is. Thank you, JG Ward Amigo. Blue blood status again, beating North Carolina again. I think Auburn holds the deed to North Carolina at this point, and when they beat Duke, that'll just be a straight sweep. Last time Auburn lost to a team from North Carolina, might have been that game against NC State. Did they lose that game? In Birmingham, Bryce Brown, I can't remember if he blew it or if he was a badass. Ben got us our first super chat tonight, and Ben jumps in with another one. Says, was first, but hopefully not last. My man. Appreciate you.
Super chat.
Yeah, impressive win for sure, like Brent was saying. Controlled the second half, absolutely. Just kind of choked them out, honestly. I mean, they just, when you keep North Carolina from transitioning, pushing the ball in transition, they don't have what it takes to beat Auburn, in my opinion, because Auburn's got a very consistent attack. They score points pretty much every time. App State, thank you for reminding me of that melee, and I'm pissed about it, but you're right. Should have lost that game. You can kind of suffocate them, and Auburn did it tonight. We talked about this yesterday, too. One of the great things about Auburn's very experienced ball club is you coach them, and they can actually do the shit, right? Like, when you're dealing with freshmen all the time, you tell them to do stuff, and they just kind of get carried away in the game, but you talk to guys who have played 90 college games like Janai Broom, like Miles Kelly, like Chad Baker. Hey, they can actually follow the thing. They can follow along with the thought, with the scout, and execute the things that you've been talking to them about all week. That's how you win basketball games at a high level against teams like Houston, against teams like North Carolina, and it's going to come in handy tomorrow against Memphis. It's going to come in handy against Duke in however long, 10 days or whenever. Memphis has got length. Memphis is a very physical team, and it's going to be, in my opinion, a different kind of challenge. It'll be more of a half-court challenge than the game tonight, and we'll see how that plays out because Auburn sometimes can get out-physicaled. Dylan's not going to get pushed around, but the question is, will Dylan foul out? And this might be a good game for Turtle because he definitely gives you some oomph, some oomph. He's an enforcer. Auburn fan 123 wants to know, is Broom the best Auburn player I've seen? I think so, man. I mean, I'm not trying to have recency bias here. I mean, Marquise is really good, but he's a different kind of player. He wasn't as dominating as Janai is. Chris Porter had a run there in 99 where he was insane, but he didn't necessarily stay the whole way. That way. So, yeah, I think Janai is probably the best player. This 24-25 Janai, I think he's the best player I've covered at Auburn. And I've covered Auburn basketball since the 98-99 season. So, there you go. Super chat coming through from Auburn fan 123, whose question I just answered. JG is the best in the biz. I appreciate you saying that, man. It's very nice of you to say, particularly at 12:47 in the morning. I'm very susceptible to compliments this time of night. Or morning. Cassidy P says he's about to bounce, and he's having audio issues with his app anyway, so there you go. And Cassidy P says, oh, no, it worked. He refreshed. I'm so glad you guys passed along. So if I hear about audio issues in the future, we know how to fix it. I'm disappointed that you guys are experiencing that at all, but at least we know how to work on that. Patrick D, look at this, man. Jumps in here at the end. We didn't even know he was here, but he was. Look at this. My man. He hates arrogant UNC, hate the refs and announcers. Memphis is really good, War Eagle. There he goes. He goes in a lot of different directions, but they're all good. Thank you, Patrick D, a.k.a. Why Not AU. It sure is nice. Thank you. And very generous. I thought the refs were just a little in over their head tonight. Seemed a little deer in headlights a little bit by the fury, particularly on the non-foul on Denver that they called on Denver. And UNC, of course, a difficult team to like. Not worse than Duke in my estimation, but in that neighborhood. Puppy Clan says he's out. I understand. I respect it. It's 12:49 in the Central Time Zone. Our friends in the Eastern Time Zone are getting perilously close to 2 a.m. Do we have a time on the game tomorrow? So I know when I'm going to see you guys. I need to know this. Let's see if it's on the app. It is not yet. I don't know when that game's going to be. Chip said, "Come on, the Zebras were cowards tonight. I didn't like the way that they were. I thought they looked a little deer in the headlightsy, and UNC was definitely flopping, and they fell for it. The one against Denver was just egregious." Patrick D says, "I want all the Drain faithful to have a very amazingly friendly and loving Thanksgiving." Look at this guy, man. Can it get better? Dad of 3 girls. Here we go. We got a lot of different opinions. Oh, no, Brandon straightened it out. All right, so Dad of 3 girls, who's generally someone I'm going to trust on anything, says 4 o'clock Central, which you love to hear. Also, Brandon says 4 o'clock. So, I feel good. I feel good saying that that's going to be at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. I got to think about this. 4 o'clock. Jeez. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, we can do that. Sam H is checking in. Glad to have you here, Sam. One of the pillars of our community. I don't have the scroll going tonight because I wanted to give maximum real estate to the box score. However, we appreciate you. And CDF just says we own UNC. Let's clap for that. You love to see it and you love to hear it. And because it's true, you won't have to lie about it. I wonder if Ken Palm is updated. I don't think that Auburn will be in position to jump over, to leapfrog. And guess what? I was wrong. The Auburn Tigers are now, once again, at the top of the Ken Palm ratings. I'm going to pull that over for you as soon as I can get it over to you. Oh, I just missed it. There we go. Bye-bye screenshot of the stats, and hello, Ken Palm. These are the latest Ken Palm ratings that just came out now that they've reorganized after Auburn beat North Carolina. So Auburn has the Houston game, the game from last night against Iowa State, and now this win against North Carolina. That's 3 really good wins for Auburn. They're definitely leading the country in quality wins right now. And there you go. They were number 1 after the Houston game. Now they're number 1 again. Chris M says, "End the season, raise the banner." Drop. So there you go. Chip says, "I'll be off work and full of food by 4 p.m. for company lunch, or from company lunch, which I am supplying and currently cooking." I like it. GW says, "Let's get Coach Hunter on the horn." My guess is that he's not available, but I bet he's going to enjoy this in the morning for sure. All right, so I guess what we'll do is we'll reconvene tomorrow then for the 4 o'clock tip against Memphis for the championship of the Maui Invitational. And since it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving, well, it's technically already Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but you know what I mean. Maybe we'll drink a little bit on that one. I don't know. Should we? I feel like the basketball shows are so intense, like relative to football, even though the stakes are higher on football per game. But anyway, Chip thinks this worked out great. I was going up against my will anyway. I'm glad to be here, bro. Whale Driver wants Abe Smith on the phone. We would love to get Abe Smith on the phone. I'd love to do that. He's a stud, man. Really liked him. Stu Pup jumps in with a super chat here late. AU's blood so blue, it's Navy. Hashtag blue blood. Hashtag 2 a.m. And Kanuman wants Abe Smith, too. He knows how cool that guy is. And we definitely will think about drinking tomorrow, particularly if they win. I need to have a certain beverage if they win, right? I will have my brother-in-law here. Probably won't be on the air, though, because he doesn't know what he's doing. And, yeah, we'll just reconvene tomorrow then. And we'll do it live for the championship of the Maui Invitational against the hated Memphis Tigers, coached by the hated Lil Penny, who I still can't believe is now the bad guy. I always loved him, man. Eric Biscayne Bay Bischoff Lombardo about to be an absolute shambles. He is. I bet he's got a new name by now already. And Stefan says, yes, sir. Night, JG. It's 2 a.m. in Chattanooga. Can't wait to drain it up tomorrow. I will be here 4 o'clock, according to Dad of 3 girls, whose opinion I certainly agree with at all times. So, Kanuman says, I used to butt dial Abe all the time. Now you've got my interest. Had to put Foy in as a 1 before Foy, so it would automatically place alphabetically above Abe, so it would get the butt dials. So Foy would get them instead of Abe. That's pretty smart, man. All right, we'll wrap it up there, guys. No calls or anything. I think it's too late for that. Tomorrow we don't have to do anything that. At 4 o'clock, everything's good. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here, for chatting, for super chatting, for accompanying me through this morning of basketball that culminates in Auburn winning 85-72 against the hated Tar Heels of North Carolina. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Let's get ready for Thanksgiving, baby. I love Thanksgiving. My family's going to be here. We're going to be eating and hanging and doing all that kind of stuff. All right, y'all. Peace, love. I'm out. See ya.